Wingfoiling is an exciting new water sport that's pushing boundaries. The GWA Wingfoil World Tour is ensuring that the competition side of the sport is given full expression and the chance to develop its huge potential on a global scale. The months of July and August saw the sport reach new highs and chart new waters. Back-to-back Wingfoil World Cup Tour stops in Spain's Canary Islands visited windsurfing's strongholds for the first time. Gran Canaria's Pozo Izquierdo served up enormous winds that fueled a brand new big air discipline for the highest jumps. Fuerteventura's Sotavento welcomed the wingfoilers for the first time to the 35th edition of its World Cup. While Brazil's Rio de Janeiro gave wingfoilers the first opportunity to battle in Saquarema's iconic break at the second stop of a pure surfing world title competition. The opening stop of the doubleheader in the Canaries promised a lot. The surf freestyle discipline's young athletes are driving the sport forward at an incredible pace, continually evolving an ever-expanding repertoire of new tricks. The Freefly slalom discipline tests the athletes' skills to the limit as they battle their way around a short course in a series of quick-fire races. Pumping on the foil without using the power of the wing for propulsion is unique to wingfoiling. And then there's the innovative big air discipline, rewarding the biggest jumps. It aims to explore the possibilities of wingfoiling. A judged portion of that score encourages variations.
Well, my very first time here in Pozo, it's absolutely nuts. I mean, look at this playground out there. It's crazy. I'm kind of scared, nervous, and definitely super excited for a freaking insane wingfoil competition coming up. What I've seen the past sessions on the water here was mind-blowing. Everyone is going to the roof. This sport is going to the roof, and we're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
The highlights of the day have to be Benjamin Kastenskjold, the youngster coming out of Denmark, overtaking one of the favourites coming into this event, Javi Kaur, and winning his heat. Then we have the man of the moment, the surf freestyle maestro, Christopher McDonald from the USA. He got a perfect 10 for a frontside 1080, proving why he is the man to beat. Then finishing it off, we have Malo Genole. He is one of the top freestyle riders and is bringing the innovation to Pozo Izquierdo, landing for the first time in competition a backflip with a frontside 360.
So here's the final day in Pozo, so super windy here. We had all the elimination until the semi-finals done. So it was quite a hard work for me, but I had some innovation on the tape and I couldn't jump it, so the judges were super happy about it, and that permitted me to ride now against Chris, so to try to catch the final. So I will keep everything the best to get it, and some new innovations to reach the top.
The biggest moments of the event in Gran Canaria undoubtedly came from the women's performances. They were pushing it to the next level with backflips and even frontside 720s. They were not holding back, and we can't wait to see where the next stage of women's wingfoiling is going. Building up to a big final, we saw Nia Suardiaz against Oren Seris, both of these athletes rocking out with big back loops, lots of transitions and plenty of style. But it was the dominance of Nia Suardiaz that saw her come out on top and claim the win in Pozo Izquierdo.
I'm so incredibly happy to have wind here in Gran Canaria, Pozo. The conditions were nuking, really strong wind. I was on a 2-meter wing, and the waves were pretty big too. I managed to land all my tricks that I wanted to land, and I'm so incredibly happy.
Moving over to the men, we started off with the semi-finals and the best in the world doing what they do best out on the water. We've seen the most ridiculous level, all new moves, innovation left, right and centre. In the big final, we saw Christopher McDonald go up against Axel Gerard. It was the battle of the teenagers. Gerard has incredible style, and his level of progression over the last year has been immense, and he took it to the American, Christopher McDonald. But in the end, it was the experience, the flair, the spins, the moves, the height, and of course, the style of McDonald that took this heat. He scored a near-perfect 29.01 out of a possible 30, and is now champion of the surf freestyle here in Gran Canaria.
Man, I'm beyond stoked. Winning is a super good feeling. I had a really good hit at the end against Axel Gerard. He rode great. I think I had like a 29 point something, so near 30, and I'm just stoked to be here.
Not only did Gran Canaria serve as the perfect stage for some incredible progression, it was also the perfect host for the innovative Wingfoil Big Air competition. In big winds, the riders were able to send it to the moon.
It's the first time ever that we're going to crown Big Air World Champions in wing. I come from the kiteboarding industry, so it's very cool to see this. I'm just very curious what's going to happen because I've never seen like proper big air action in wing before. I've seen a couple guys jumping like 8-10 meters already, and maybe even front flips we're going to see at 8-10 meters high. So it's either going to be ride or die today, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen.
It looks pretty sick, like what's gonna come up. All the good, super good riders are gonna go sky high, and yeah, 20 footers, man.
The Big Air contest certainly lived up to its billing. The riders were able to go 8, 9, 10 meters in the air, and when they were sky high, they threw some huge tricks into the mix to add some style and earn more points.
I'm super excited. I think all the riders are going to go super big. The conditions are absolutely fine right now, upwards of 40 knots I think later, so it's going to be sick.
All of the athletes took to the sky for round after entertaining round, but one of the big highlights was the heat between Marlo Ganole, Christopher McDonald and Benjamin May. Forward loop after forward loop, jump after jump, all of them stunning. But the man of the moment, without a doubt, coming from Germany, was Benjamin May.
I just made like 2 big front flips right back to the foil, I think around 6 to 5 meters, I think. They scored pretty high, and I'm super stoked that I made it into the final.
The women joined the fray as well and took to the Canarian skies. All of it was training for the next day's female big air contest. And the big question on everyone's lips was who would be the queen of the air. The highest jump of the day, though, belonged to the Frenchman Titouan Galea. He landed a 10.9 metre jump and then went absolutely to the moon, over 12 metres. Unfortunately, he couldn't land this one, but it gives you a taste of what to expect from the finals.
I registered in Big Air for fun at first, and I never thought going that far, and especially having the highest jump today. Because, yeah, as I said earlier, it's not my attack. I'm a goofy rider, so I will prefer to have kicker on my right side than this side, but I guess I was not doing too bad, so yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow on the final, and I hope we're gonna go even higher, because I think it's possible.
Despite his claims, Titouan couldn't quite get the stars to align for the finals. The real battle was between Benjamin May, who was throwing down gigantic front loops, and Julien Ratotti of France. Ultimately, it was the young Frenchman who came out on top. He could justifiably call himself the king of the air in Gran Canaria. The relative newcomer, Ratotti, is our new world champion of the big air discipline.
I'm so stoked to manage this final. So it's just a dream to win this event, these titles. So it's just so nice to be here in Pozzo. We can prove with the guy all is possible in wing, in all the conditions. So it's so nice.
For the women, Agatha Black took third place. In second was Niaswa Diaz, who dominated the day before, but couldn't match the power and height of the newly crowned world champion of big air, Marta Arce Sanchez.
Yeah, it was so hard because we had a lot of wind, we have a lot of waves. We were with the 2.0 meters. It was super strong, but it was more survive and just jump high as possible. So yeah, just enjoying.
it's just gonna be challenging to go through the short break. Let's see, I hope I'm not gonna break my foil, but I'm super happy to race today.
Plenty more battles ensued in the Freefly slalom. On the ladies' side, Nia Suarez dominated out there on the Canarian waters, but Flora Artsner put the pressure on and ended up in second position, with Orain Seris from New Caledonia in third. On the men's side, elimination round 6 was where it was all decided. Tito Angalea took the win, closing it out before the final elimination of the day and making up for missing out on the big air title. The really tight battle was between Francesco Capuzzo, who lay in second position, leading by 0.6 of a point, and Alan Fedit. It all came down to the final elimination, number 7. Capuzzo pushed just a little bit harder and came out on top, meaning that the overall standings here in Gran Canaria for the men's Freefly slalom are Galea in first position, Capuzzo in second, and Fedit in third.
I'm super happy with the victory here. We were racing 2 days with the Freefly slalom, and I'm super happy I won almost all of the eliminations. And yeah, let's see how it goes in Fuerte.
Well, I'm stoked to be here in Pozzo for the first time in such a mythical place. I knew it was a pretty windy place, and it was definitely windy. Probably the windiest event we ever had on a GWA. And I mean, I think those conditions suit me well because yeah, I managed to win most of the races and won the event. So yeah, pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, so we're just coming out of Gran Canaria, having a blast of a competition there. Massive airs, the biggest jumps we've ever seen in wingfoiling. Moving on to the next island, Fuerteventura, to another very historical sport when it comes to water sports. A lot of windsurf and kitesurf World Cups have been going down here in Sotavento Beach. Definitely one of the windier places here in the Canary Islands as well. We're changing the rock scenery. We're on a sandy beach here. You have sandbanks, the water is blue. We got nice little kickers. Conditions are maybe not as rough as in Pozo, but it's going to be some big show. Very technical, well, that's what we expect here. Rides have been warming up yesterday, and we've been seeing already crazy action going down. I think we're going to have definitely maybe some new moves in these competitions, and I can't wait to see this action the next days.
Undoubtedly, the highlights of the men's elimination were the 3 Spaniards, Jerome Clotent, Ancor Sosa and Javi Cor, throwing down some huge manoeuvres here in the Canarian waters in front of big crowds. The number 1 man out there, the man to beat, was Christopher McDonald, and once again he showed why he's on top of the world with some of the day's highest scores. Keep your eyes on this man, No Kuyala from Corsica. He is going to be one of the men to look out for in this competition. In the women's elimination, one of the standouts was Orain Seris. She always has a smile on her face out on the water, but she's dangerous, landing multiple backflips. Her progression was matched only by her consistency. Bowie van der Linden was another name to watch out for. The winner from the Loicat event came into this event with power and ambition. Let's see what happens in Fuerteventura.
Today it's finals day. I'm super excited to see what's gonna happen. We changed the format to 4-man heats and also to 4 tricks in one heat. So there's a lot of different aspects to it. We're gonna have more variety, more possibility to get to the final since you're not going one man to man. It's more divided. So it's very interesting to see what's gonna happen. It's quite different than what we did in Pozo Izquierdo in Gran Canaria. So I'm very curious to see who's gonna make it to the final.
Yeah, so yesterday we only got to do 1 heat, so I'm pretty excited to get some more time on the water today. I'm immediately through to the semi-finals, and I'm really excited to see all the other guys' heats first. Everybody improved so much in the last 2 weeks, myself included, so I'm ready to show what I'm worth.
At the start of the grand final of the men's freestyle, the beach went silent. Everybody knew a storm was about to go down. In 4th place, Axel Gerard in his 2nd consecutive grand final. This young athlete has been pushing from the very beginning, showing why he is one of the top athletes out there. There is no doubt we're going to see him on many podiums in the future. In 3rd place, Marlo Guinole. He almost got a double backflip combo on the very last move, but came up just short with a crash. In second place, it was the Spaniard Jerome Clotons, coming in for his first ever final. He showcased his roots from the kiting tour and why as a waterman he was able to mix it up out there, getting a second place. But there can be only one champion, and once again, it was Christopher McDonald. He started off just a little shaky in the grand final, but then quickly found his rhythm, found his vibe, and yet another win after his surf freestyle victory in Pozo Izquierdo.
I mean, I'm super stoked to get 2 in a row. Fuerte was nothing but challenging conditions, but I mean, we made it work. The wind definitely kept up during the final heat, so it was an awesome final. Finally feels like all my hard work has been paying off. Thank you, F1 and Monera. You guys put me here and my dad, and thank you, the GWA. That was crazy.
It was clear after the last event in Gran Canaria that the freestyle bar had been raised for the women's discipline. And going into the grand final, we saw Austria's Viola Lipsic land 4th place. She landed multiple moves, but it wasn't quite enough for the podium. In 3rd, Oren Seris. She's been pushing this discipline, and in Pozo, she showed why she's a force to be reckoned with. And once again, big, consistent flips saw her land 3rd place in Sotavento, which meant the top 2 spots came down to a duel between Bojan van der Linden and Nia Suarez. We saw van der Linden get a toe-side 360 in and try the backflip. But most of all, she showed why she's one of the most consistent riders out there. Runner-up here in Fuerteventura. So once again, it meant that with 2 wins in a row, it was Nia Suarez standing on top of the podium. She just keeps innovating. She's got the style, she's got the power, and on this kind of form, she will continue her winning ways.
I'm extremely happy to have won in the 4th competition of the GWA here in Fuerteventura. My heat went really good. I landed all my tricks that I wanted to land. I won 3 out of 4 stops in the GWA, and my goal this year is to become world champion.
The Freefly slalom event in Fuerteventura was intense, and the women once again battled it out. But still, undisputed, Nia Suarez won pretty much every single elimination in this competition and claimed the top spot. For 2nd and 3rd, there was a big battle though, and we saw them trading places, elimination after elimination. But in the end, 2nd position went to Flora Artsner and 3rd to Oren Seris.
I'm super happy to have won here in Sotavento. I've won 13 eliminations out of 15. The conditions were really good, and yeah, super grateful to be here.
On the final day of competition, they were able to complete 3 eliminations in the men's Freefly slalom. It was a close battle all the way to the end, but France's Bastien Escoffier took 3rd. That saw a hard-fought battle between Francesco Capuzzi and Tito Angalea for the top 2 spots. We knew it was going to be close, and it came down to the final mark of the final race. Galea was just a little bit quicker and had better tactics, which made him the victor here for the 2023 World Cup in Sotavento.
Well, it was definitely a tough day. It was pretty tight with Capuzzo already this morning, and now at the last race, I had to win the race, so I had pressure till the end, and yeah, I was pretty stoked to win that last race.
From one first to another, the wingfoilers swapped the turquoise waters of the Canaries for those of Rio de Janeiro's Saquarema.
This is a well-known spot for surfing, not so much wind sports, and we are having the opportunity to find actually some really good conditions today. First day, we got some side offshore wind, and it looks pretty good. Sun is out. There's about 3 to 4, maybe some 5-foot sets. And we are really excited to try it out. I think it's gonna be like maybe the 10th time that someone went winging here. So yeah, we are super excited to see how it is.
Here in Saquarema for Wingfoil, we are looking for the wingfoilers to push the left and the rights, because here this spot has a lot of potential, like a point break. So I've seen already yesterday, the guys were impressing us with pushing some airs against the wind, and also the downwinders. They were like carving so well and fast. So I think I will expect more than we were looking for, actually. We were like trying to get a smaller day for them, but actually I saw really good action yesterday with bigger waves than the day before. So I think the wingfoiler will impress you today.
Finally, the promised conditions appeared in Rio de Janeiro, and the first athletes to hit the water were the women's division. It's an exciting time on the women's side of the sport because there is an increase in the level at every event. These athletes are pushing boundaries, and none more so than Muna White and Nia Suarez, who contested the final. The surfing background and flow of the Hawaiian, though, showed on every single one of her waves. But the young standout Nia Suarez from Spain proved that she was the woman to beat out there. She linked sections, put in some solid manoeuvres, and her innovation gave her the win in Rio de Janeiro.
So Rio has been amazing. I've been loving the conditions here. Waves every single day. We have been struggling a little bit with the wind, but we have managed to finish the competition. And I'm super happy I've won this competition and super excited. Let's see how it goes in Dakar.
Super happy about it. It was pretty tricky conditions today. We had a bunch of different conditions throughout the wingfoil event since it took a while to run, but yeah, it was tricky today, a little bit bigger waves. It was good though, it was a lot of fun. We had good wind for the last day, so I'm stoked.
With each event, there are new generations arriving with more and more firepower. They're hungry to get themselves to the top of the podium. But the highlight of this event were our two finalists, Cash Bazzola and Marlo Guinole. As soon as the buzzer went, both athletes were out there on the water. Cash Bazzola's Hawaiian roots were evident in his beautiful carving turns, that low centre of gravity driving through carves, and a couple of airs on the end sections. But Marlo Guinole, our surf freestyle world champion, was in the mix, and he was out for the win. Taking off on some of the biggest set waves, he linked his turns with fluency and power. He proved to be unbeatable here in Brazil, taking his first ever win at a wave event on the GWA Wingfoil World Tour.
Super happy to win this event. You know, it's my first ever wave event, and the waves have always been my favorite thing to do in wingfoiling because I come from surfing. So yeah, it feels special to win a wave event in a beach break like this that feels like my home. So yeah, pretty stoked.
My heats went really good today, and the last one was a little difficult. The wind kind of dropped on the inside, so I had trouble getting out. And then once I got out, I got a few under my belt, and then I fell, and I was kind of on the inside a bunch. And this short break here is just, it's so hard to get back out once you fall on the inside. It's shallow, the foil doesn't like it. And but you know, I did my best and I had fun. Malo was absolutely ripping, and you know, I'm glad we could put on a show for you guys. So I'm stoked, and hope you guys are too.
Yes, I'm super stoked to take the third place here in Saquarema. It's been a really long competition and long waiting periods. We was not sure to have nice condition as today, but we had it, so it was super good. And I'm really stoked to be on the third place. I wish I did better, but third place is definitely a good result, and I'm gonna train better for the next events.
The three competitions with 4 disciplines raised the wingfoil bar. On the women's side, the Spanish teenager Nia Suarez showed that she is a woman with a very bright future. She barely missed a beat as she picked up 5 wins from 6. France's Titouan Galea also took consecutive wins in the Freefly slalom discipline in the Canaries and seems to have the upper hand in the race for the World Championship title. The big air discipline broke new wingfoiling ground and shined a light on what might be possible. It also unearthed new names in Italy's Julian Ratotti and Spain's Marta Arce Sanchez, who found themselves on top of the pile. The wingfoil surfing in Rio de Janeiro was a revelation on the second stop of 3 in the race for the maiden Wave World title. Marlo Granoli showed his versatility to take victory. With 4 tour events left spanning the various disciplines, there is still a huge potential for upsets. Join us next time when the tour continues.